Tell me, and I forget. Teach me, and I remember. Involve me, and I learn. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Benjamin Franklin was an American polymath who was active as a writer, scientist, inventor, statesman, diplomat, printer, publisher, and political philosopher. Guests, like fish, begin to smell after 3 days. Some people die at 25, and aren't buried until 75. We must, indeed, all hang together, or, most assuredly, we shall all hang separately. Early to bed, and early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. Well done is better than well said. 3 can keep a secret, if 2 of them are dead. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Never leave that till tomorrow, which you can do today. Either write something worth reading, or do something worth writing. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Life's tragedy is, that we get old too soon, and wise too late. It takes many good deeds, to build a good reputation, and only one bad one, to lose it. You may delay, but time will not. Energy and persistence conquer all things. Lost time is never found again. Whatever is begun in anger, ends in shame. He that is good for making excuses, is seldom good for anything else. The Constitution only gives people the right to pursue happiness. You have to catch it yourself. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Half a truth is often a great lie. When in doubt, don't. Dost thou love life? Then do not squander time, for that is the stuff life is made of. Honesty is the best policy. Wise men don't need advice. Fools won't take it. Experience keeps a dear school, but fools will learn in no other. A place for everything, everything in its place. It is the working man, who is the happy man. It is the idle man, who is the miserable man. Money has never made man happy, nor will it. There is nothing in its nature, to produce happiness. The more of it, one has, the more one wants. They, who can give up essential liberty, to obtain a little temporary safety, deserve neither liberty nor safety. He that can have patience, can have what he will. Rebellion against tyrants, is obedience to God. Remember, not only to say the right thing in the right place, but far more difficult still, to leave unsaid the wrong thing, at the tempting moment. Keep your eyes wide open before marriage, half shut afterwards. When you're finished changing, you're finished. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Wine is constant proof that God loves us, and loves to see us happy. There are 3 things extremely hard: steel, a diamond, and to know one's self. Be at war with your vices, at peace with your neighbors, and let every new year find you a better man. He who falls in love with himself will have no rivals. In this world, nothing can be said to be certain, except death and taxes. I didn't fail the test, I just found 100 ways to do it wrong. There are 3 faithful friends: an old wife, an old dog, and ready money. Don't throw stones at your neighbors, if your own windows are glass. Tricks and treachery are the practice of fools, that don't have brains enough, to be honest. Never confuse motion with action. He that lives upon hope, will die fasting. Necessity never made a good bargain. Without freedom of thought, there can be no such thing as wisdom, and no such thing as public liberty, without freedom of speech. A false friend in a shadow, attend only while the sun shines. Be slow in choosing a friend, slower in changing. Hide not your talents. They for use were made. What's a sundial in the shade? Content makes poor men rich, discontent makes rich men poor. It is easier to prevent bad habits, than to break them. To succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities, as you do at conclusions. A penny saved, is a penny earned. A house is not a home, unless it contains food and fire for the mind, as well as the body. Take time for all things, great haste makes great waste. Work as if you were to live 100 years. Pray as if you were to die tomorrow. At 20 years of age the will reigns, at 30, the wit, and at 40, the judgment. Genius without education, is like silver in the mine. Being ignorant, is not so much a shame, as being unwilling to learn. Do not fear mistakes. You will know failure. Continue to reach out. There was never a good war, or a bad peace. Where liberty is, there is my country. God helps those, who help themselves. If you would be loved, love, and be lovable. Creditors have better memories, than debtors. Rather go to bed without dinner, than to rise in debt. A life of leisure, and a life of laziness are two things. There will be sleeping enough in the grave. Anger is never without a reason, but seldom with a good one. Hunger is the best pickle. He that would live in peace, and at ease must not speak all he knows or all he sees. He that displays too often his wife and his wallet, is in danger of having both of them borrowed. One today is worth 2 tomorrows. I saw few die of hunger, of eating, 100,000. In general, mankind, since the improvement of cookery, eats twice as much as nature requires. Right injuries in dust, benefits in marble. Most people return small favors, acknowledge medium ones, and repay greater ones, with ingratitude. If passion drives you, let reason hold the reins. The eye of the master will do more work than both his hands. Time is money. A man wrapped up in himself makes a very small bundle. Eat to please thyself, but dress to please others. Words may show a man's wit, but actions his meaning. If time be of all things the most precious, wasting time must be the greatest prodigality. God works wonders now and then. Behold a lawyer, an honest man. A good conscience is a continual Christmas. To follow by faith alone is to follow blindly. If a man could have half of his wishes, he would double his troubles. Distrust and caution are the parents of security. Do good to your friends, to keep them, to your enemies to win them. There never was a truly great man, that was not at the same time truly virtuous. The way to see by faith, is to shut the eye of reason. Many a man thinks he is buying pleasure, when he is really selling himself to it. Having been poor is no shame, but being ashamed of it, is. How few there are, who have courage enough, to own their faults, or resolution enough to mend them. Speak ill of no man, but speak all the good you know of everybody. The discontented man finds no easy chair. Where there's marriage without love, there will be love without marriage. The doors of wisdom are never shut. Blessed is he that expects nothing, for he shall never be disappointed. All mankind is divided into three classes: those that are immovable, those that are movable, and those that move. If you know how to spend less than you get, you have the philosopher's stone. Wealth is not his that has it, but his that enjoys it. It is the eye of other people that ruin us. If I were blind, would want neither fine clothes, fine houses, or fine furniture. If you would know the value of money, go and try to borrow some. Beauty and folly are old companions. The strictest law sometimes becomes the severest injustice. Leisure is the time for doing something useful. This leisure the diligent person will obtain, the lazy one never. Fatigue is the best pillow. He that won't be counseled can't be helped. Buy what thou hast no need of, and ere long thou shalt sell thy necessities. As we must account for every idle word, so must we account for every idle silence. The absent are never without fault, nor the present without excuse. An egg today is better than a hen tomorrow. He that speaks much is much mistaken. A countryman between two lawyers is like a fish between two cats. A great empire, like a great cake, is most easily diminished at the edges. If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it from him. Wars are not paid for in wartime, the bill comes later. He that rises late must trot all day. Beware the hobby that eats. He that sows thorns should never go barefoot. The worst will of the cart makes the most noise. Laws too gentle are seldom obeyed, too severe, seldom executed. A learned blockhead is a greater blockhead than an ignorant one. Admiration is the daughter of ignorance. When befriended, remember it; when you befriend, forget it. It is much easier to suppress a first desire than to satisfy those that follow. If you desire many things will seem few. He that waits upon fortune is never sure of a dinner. Observe all men, thyself most. I look upon death to be as necessary to our constitution as sleep. We shall rise refreshed in the morning. 9 men in 10 are would-be suicides. He that's secure is not safe. The doorstep to the temple of wisdom is a knowledge of our own ignorance. Each year, one vicious habit discarded, in time, might make the worst of us good. Who is rich? He that rejoices in his portion. Who is rich? He that is content. Who is that? Nobody. No nation was ever ruined by trade. She laughs at everything you say. Why? Because she has fine teeth. Marriage is the most natural state of man, and the state in which you will find solid happiness. Trouble springs from idleness, and grievous toil from needless ease. Games lubricate the body and the mind. Those have a short Lent, who owe money to be paid at Easter. When the well is dry, they know the worth of water. A child thinks 20 shillings, and 20 years can scarce ever be spent. Who had deceived thee so often as thyself? A penny saved, is 2 pence clear. The art of acting, consists in keeping people, from coughing. Applause waits on success. In the affairs of this world, men are saved not by faith, but by the want of it. Remember that, credit is money. If you would have a faithful servant, and one that you like, serve yourself. It is only when the rich are sick, that they fully feel the impotence of wealth. In reality, there is, perhaps, no one of our natural passions so hard to subdue as pride. Employ thy time well, if thou meanest to gain leisure. Many foxes grow gray, but few grow good. You can bear your own faults, and why not a fault in your wife? I guess, I don't so much mind being old, as I mind being fat and old. Since thou art not sure of a minute, throw not away an hour. Where sense is wanting, everything is wanting. Let all your things have their places, let each part of your business have its time. He that has not got a wife, is not yet a complete man. Hear reason, or she'll make you feel her. Our necessities never equal our wants. The use of money is all the advantage there is in having it. He does not possess wealth, it possesses him. Industry need not wish. Savages we call them, because their manners differ from ours. To lengthen thy life, lessen thy meals. Tomorrow, every fault is to be amended, but that tomorrow never comes. Mine is better than ours. Even peace may be purchased, at too high a price. He that composes himself is wiser, than he that composes a book. All wars are follies, very expensive and very mischievous ones. Danger is sauce for prayers. The first mistake in public business, is the going into it. When men and woman die, as poets sung, his heart's the last part moves, her last, the tongue.